Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big for One Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 108 of Winning a National Championship with every team in the game. If you guys have missed any of the episodes, up in the right-hand corner will be a playlist from episode 1 to episode 108. If you are unable to watch those videos, I completely understand. Down in the description below will be a record of every team that we have done so far and their season they eventually won a national championship. But new episode means new team, which means we get a wheel spin. If you guys want to write a comment down below one of these teams, and we can bypass the wheel and use them in the next couple of episodes. But let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see who we get in this episode. And we're going to the SEC, and this one's going to be a tough one because we are going to get Vanderbilt in this one. So this one will be a fun one. But at least we're going to be in the SEC. And yeah, Vanderbilt is an 81 overall. One of the worst teams in the SEC along with Mississippi State. So it's just going to have to be what it is. But we are a motivator, which is nice. And our goal is to win 10 games. I know they beat Alabama this year. Or was it? Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember at this point. It's been so long since that season, since last season has been around. But checking our coach abilities, we do have motivator. Mostly for the defense. That's nice. We do have architect as well. D-line and linebackers have the skill cap boost, so that's cool. Tactician as well, mostly for the defense, and probably motivator recruiter for the defense, especially recruiting hours for D-line and linebackers. That's really nice. Offensive coordinator is probably going to get fired. Our defensive coordinator, though, does have recruiter, mostly for the defense, and scheme guru as well for the same thing. So we have a pretty good, at least, base for our head coach and defensive coordinator. We do have an 89 strong safety, which is actually pretty nice. He's a senior, though. He'll be leaving us. Patterson's 84. He is a junior. Hopefully he can be around for next season. Quarterback's a 77, though he does have 95 speed. That's actually pretty freaking good. Other than that, though, mid-70s for our quarterbacks. Halfback definitely needs speed. Wide receivers, we actually have Bell, who's 97 speed, which is actually pretty solid. But we definitely need some overall boosts here for wide receivers. Tight ends are okay. We have an 85 speed freshman here. I think he'll be our key of the future. Definitely need some offensive linemen. Definitely need some defensive linemen just because half of them are leaving us. We're going to need some linebackers because we're low on them. Corners were pretty decent. And strong safeties, we are okay. We do not need a kicker or punter. We got those handled. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get season 1 out of the way, and I'll be right back. So here we are at the end of season number 1 here with Vanderbilt. We go 4-8. Not a great season here with Vanderbilt. We actually won 3 in a row against FCS, Georgia State, Missouri, but then lost a bunch in a row, beat Auburn, and then lost 3 more in a row, and we didn't even do good against Ball State. They went 10-2 on the season. That's kind of wild there in season 1 for them, but nothing really much to go on other than we are going to fire our offensive coordinator and hopefully get a little bit better of one of the stats and the attributes that we need from a better offensive coordinator. We do just sign a right tackle, so that's good. We're losing a lot of players this year, which won't be very helpful for our recruiting class, and we got a lot of people wanting to transfer out. Jalen Milroe wins the Heisman Trophy, 2,900 yards, 31 touchdowns, 4 interceptions on the season. And, yeah, of course, we're not making a bowl game at all because we only won 4 games, but we'll have to sign our offensive coordinator. And that guy would be good, but I think we're going to go after this guy here. Hopefully we get him. He's actually in our offensive scheme, so that would be very, very nice if we can get him. But if we can't, we can definitely find someone else. But we're hoping to get that guy there. We also just signed a 3-star middle linebacker, so that's good. Yeah, but yeah, look how many people want to transfer out here. It's just, it's not looking good here in season 1 with this squad. So we do get them, so that's good. So that means we'll just go ahead and advance to the end of season recap and see who wins it all here in year number 1 and go over the college football playoff bracket in season 1. Because it always is a little bit different here in the last couple episodes. There's not really been one team that stands out to win it. Example A, Oklahoma State wins it all here in season 1, 24-17 over Florida State. with Tulane, Oklahoma State, Oregon, Georgia, and Florida State as the automatic qualifiers, with Alabama, Ohio State, Cal, Michigan, Notre Dame, and Clemson, Utah as the at-large bids. But that is going to end season number 1. It is on to season number 2 here with Vanderbilt. And here we are in season number 2 here with Vanderbilt. We go 2-10, another unfortunately bad season. We beat South Carolina and Texas as our only 2 wins. We lost to everybody else on our schedule, so not really much to go over here in season 2. But hopefully it can be a lot better than this season for next season. But we did just sign a 3-star quarterback, so maybe things are looking up. But all in all, we'll have to see how everything goes. Billy Edwards Jr., Maryland quarterback, wins the Heisman Trophy. 3,100 yards, 35 touchdowns to 1 interception on the season. And, of course, we'll just go ahead and similar to the end-of-season recap here and see how everything goes. So far, I mean, we're not doing too hot, having only 6 wins in our first 2 seasons here with Vanderbilt. Not very good, but nothing really goes up or down. Well, pro potential and coach stability go down, but everything else for here doesn't go down or up at all for the season. And Oregon wins it all here in year number 2, 35-29, with Boise State, Liberty, Penn State, Texas Tech, and Alabama as the automatic qualifiers, with USC, Maryland, Purdue, Oregon, Texas A&M, and Georgia and Ohio State as the at-large bids. So that's going to end season number 2. It is on season 3 here with Vanderbilt. And here we are in season 3 here with Vanderbilt. We go 3-9, so a little bit better than last year. Only 1 win better would be we beat FCS, beat Colorado State, and beat Florida. Those are only 3 wins. Another quick little season here for Vanderbilt to kind of talk about here. It's nothing really too good in these last couple of games, the last couple of seasons really here with Vanderbilt. We are at 84 overall, so maybe we can take advantage of that for next season and try to maybe win 4 games, maybe win 5 games. You never know. But the SEC is a very tough conference to win in. But Avery Johnson wins the Heisman Trophy, 3,500 yards, 41 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. And of course, there's really nothing that we can do here in the in the bowl season wise, because we have not been good enough to even reach there. But we'll figure something out here with Vanderbilt. This one's going to be a long one, especially within a tough conference here. Got a lot more people want to transfer up, but pro potential improves and conference prestige improves, and coach stability improved. So there's that. We still got 8 people wanting to transfer out. So hopefully they don't, because we've been starting to make some strides. But TCU wins the wins the national championship game. It's been a long day. But they beat Clemson 45-22 with TCU, Charlotte, Oregon, Georgia, and Clemson as the automatic qualifiers, with Michigan, Kansas State, Ohio State, Alabama, Texas A&M, and Iowa State, Miami as the at-large bids. So that is going to end season 3. It is on to season 4 here with Vanderbilt. And here we are in season number 4 here with Vanderbilt, where we go 8-4 on the season. We don't make the conference championship, but as you saw when I showed the schedule, 8-4 is pretty solid. We lost actually all 4 games within week 7. Stanford was a loss. Georgia was an obvious loss. Florida State, we got destroyed. Same with Texas A&M. Then we went on a run. We won 5 in a row after that. Arkansas, Ole Miss. We upset Oklahoma, Louisville, and Tennessee. Now we end up being ranked 21st in the nation. So it's a winning season, finally, here with Vanderbilt. After 4 seasons, we finally get a winning season going. So I don't know how our brand exposure immediately goes down for some reason, but we're not. It's fine. We really don't need brand exposure, you know. But we do get a bowl game. It's hopefully going to be a decent bowl game with Braden Dorman winning the Heisman Trophy for Arizona, 4,600 yards, 54 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Not terrible. And we'll be playing Michigan State in the ReliaQuest Bowl. I've never seen this bowl game. I don't think I've ever seen this bowl game. Did they add bowl games? I mean, they might have, or updated the stuff for it. But that, I'm kind of confused on. But, because I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've ever seen that bowl game. But all in all, we do lose, so we are 8-5, but pro potential is an A-. Coach stability is an A. Coach prestige a B. Athletic facilities is a B-. We jump all the way from a 2-star to a 3.5-star in one season after a very nice winning season. And Houston ends up beating Troy in the national title game, with Troy, Florida State, Arizona, USC, and Georgia as the automatic qualifiers, with TCU, Kentucky, Colorado, Oregon, Clemson, and Houston, Alabama as the at-large bids. And Houston went through a gauntlet. Alabama, Georgia, and USC, and they dropped a ton of points on Georgia and on USC. And then, I mean, Georgia was 16-0 before losing, and they were up at the one point in the game, and then Houston tied it going into the half. But dang, good job by Troy here in Season 4. But that's going to end Season 4 here with Vanderbilt. It's on to Season 5. And here we are in Season 5 here with Vanderbilt. We go 11-1 on the season. A very good season here from Vanderbilt. And finally, playing to our overall, we are an 89 overall team. We only lost came against this LSU team, and we only lost by 3 in overtime. So it was a close game, and every other game we won, it was either pretty handily or a close game like Texas, who went 11-1 as well, and we gave them their only loss. So who knows what can happen here. Obviously, we're going to be going into the college football playoff. Just hopefully we can be the one. We just signed a 4-star right tackle as well, so that's nice. We did get 700 XP. We did get a Player of the Week award. But we end up losing to LSU. What was the score? 48-32. All right. Well, unlike the first game, I mean, we have had... I mean, they threw 4 touchdowns. We only threw 2. I mean, this guy had a great game. 6 catches, 121, and 2 touchdowns. That's unfortunate. Well, only 2 losses, I guess, were against LSU, which is not bad. We are number 3 in the nation, so we are going to be going into the college football playoff as a pretty high seed as well. We're probably going to be the 5 going into it technically, or the 6 in a way. No, it would be the 5 because the 12 is the other win. We're going to be playing Florida in the college football playoff, so it's going to be an SEC matchup here in the first round. And Texas was actually the number 5. We were the number 6. It'll be Marshall, Louisiana Tech, Oregon, NC State, and LSU as the automatic qualifiers, with Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, Vanderbilt, and Michigan, Ohio State as the at-large bids. So hopefully we can get started off on this run with a positive. So let's get started here against 9-3 Florida. And they're an 87 overall team. We're an 89. So hopefully we can take advantage of the overall difference and hopefully get a win here. Need it to happen. But all depends on how we play here at home against Florida. And we're starting on offense first in this one. And the offense gets a field goal. The defense gives up a field goal as well. So it's tied up 3-3 after the end of 1. Still 3-3. It's late in the second quarter. Both teams get another field goal. So it's a death by field goals apparently till Florida gets another field goal to take a lead. 9-6 here in the fourth quarter. And now it's 12-6. Every single point in this game has been by field goals. And it's another field goal. There's been no touchdowns in this game here in 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter until we finally get one. But we need to stop, and we get one. Now we need a touchdown to take the lead. And we get a field goal to win it. I forgot we only need a field goal. We didn't need a touchdown. But Vanderbilt will win 16-15. We only threw for 199 yards and only completed 59% of our passes. But man, what a game. Our defense held strong, only allowing field goals. And we get the one touchdown in the game. That proves to be the factor in this one. And we get the win. So we are moving on to play NC State after playing Florida. I'm pretty sure it was NC State is the next opponent that we would get technically. So hopefully that is the case. And we are going to be playing NC State. I thought that was true. I can't remember the bracket immediately, even though I just checked it. But Marshall beat Texas. Wow, that's a fall from grace. North Carolina beat Georgia, and Michigan beat Ohio State. So we could get an LSU rematch or SEC Big Ten if we can win this one against the NC State. But Marshall and Louisiana Tech, there's going to be a G5 school in the semifinal. So Oregon or North Carolina is going to have a pretty easy road to the national title. Although Troy made it last year, so you never know what can happen in these simulations. But let's get started here against 10-3 NC State, and they're an 84, so a lot different opponent with overall-wise compared to Florida with NC State. But it is the college football playoff, and overalls don't matter, especially if you turn the ball over. We're starting on defense first in this one. The defense gets up a field goal, but we get a touchdown on offense. So it's 7-3 at the end of one. And it'll be now 10-7 with NC State leading, and it'll be 10-10 at the half after a big turnover forced by the defense. Second half, we don't do anything to start, but then we do get a field goal after they get a field goal. So it's 13-all here in the fourth. Another very close game, and we get a stop, and how about a one-play touchdown and a turnover and another touchdown? It's a 2-score lead all of a sudden, and now it's a 7-point game with a minute to go, and that's going to do it. Vanderbilt will beat NC State 27-20, and we are moving on to the semifinals. We'll play Michigan or LSU. We could finally get our revenge against LSU for beating us twice, and the only team to beat us so far here in at any point in the season. But we got to figure out a way to win here, especially against another very tough opponent. Of course, we'll figure out who we are playing here. We're playing Michigan in the Peach Bowl for the right to go to a national championship game, and Marshall defeated Louisiana Tech, and they'll play North Carolina. But all in all, this is kind of a weird college football playoff, though. But let's get started here against 11-3 Michigan, and they're a 90 overall. This will probably be the toughest team that we will play in this college football playoff run. I mean, Florida was a tough team, but they're an 87. NC State was a tough team. They're an 84. And we won by 7. Granted, it was a close game until late in the fourth quarter. Same thing with Florida. That was a close game throughout, but let's start. We're starting on defense, and we give up a touchdown, but we get one of our own. It's a 7-all after quarter number 1 here. Second quarter time, we get a quick stop and another touchdown to take the lead 13-7 until they score a touchdown to retake the lead at 14-13. Second half, we start off with a touchdown and another one. And another one. That's 3 touchdowns in the quarter, and we lead 33-14. We get another stop and another. We put up 40 points on Michigan. And Vanderbilt will be moving on to the national championship game after a dominant 40-point outing by the offense. Can we do that next game? We scored 20 points in the third quarter. Can we do that next game so I don't have to worry about it? Oh, no, I have a bad feeling now next game's going to be 13-13 going in the fourth quarter, and they're going to have the football. But we're either playing Marshall or North Carolina. More than likely, it's going to be North Carolina. I don't think I've ever seen Marshall in the national title game, other than when we've used them. But you never know at this point. 7 tackles and 2 sacks for right outside linebacker. That's pretty good. And we had 8 carries, 70 yards for Ham with 3 touchdowns. We'll be playing Marshall in the national title game. Marshall was the 12 seed coming in. They beat Texas. They beat Louisiana Tech, and they'll beat North Carolina. This is not a team that will go down lightly. We will have to fight for this one. So let's get this started here. Both teams are 14-2. and Marshall is an 84. This is not going to be a cakewalk, unlike Michigan was. This will be a battle. We're here for a reason. Even though we're an 89 overall, doesn't mean anything. Just means they're an 80. Doesn't matter that they're an 84. Starting on offense first in this one. And the offense gets a one-play, or I think it was a two-play drive touchdown. But Marshall counters with 2 field goals to be down only by 1. And it's 7-6 still, and it'll be that way at the half. Marshall begins with the football in the second half, and they take the lead, but we retake it 14-9 here in the fourth, where we have the football. Second down, third down, and we get a touchdown, a big touchdown, because now it's a 2-score lead here in the fourth. They get a couple huge plays and be down by 5. And then we go 3 and out. This is a big third down for the defense, and we can't get off the field. Another big third down. This time we do. So it's a 5-point game. Had a huge run. And it's a 5-point, and we give up a touchdown. We need to get in a field goal range. We are. And we get the field goal. And Vanderbilt will win it all. I hate that I can't watch the final play unless it's, just before the end. But a 24-22 game against Marshall in a very close game. And we win it all. A 2-point win and another team down. One more SEC team down as well. I think we're about to be done with the SEC. We're very close. I think we're, again, 1 team away with the Big Ten. We're just Penn State away. And I think we're about 1 or 2 teams left with the SEC now left to go. I know Mississippi State's 1. But all in all, very nice season here for Vanderbilt. And St. Hilaire, 4,400 yards, 39 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Not great from an 89 overall senior. Rushing-wise, Ham had over 769 yards with 7 touchdowns. St. Hilaire also added 280 and 1. Batty had 144 rushing yards. Andres had 799 and 1. Barrett Jr. also had 7 for 16 and 1. Lofair had 3 carries for 1 yard. Not very good. McVeigh had over 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. Fumagalli with 981 and 7. Barrett Jr. 979 and 12. We almost had 3 guys over 1,000 yards again. Andres had 500 pretty much with 4 touchdowns. Ivy had 333 with 1 touchdown. Ham 285 with a touchdown. Coleman 9 catches, 101 yards with 2 touchdowns. Batty 68 receiving yards and a touchdown. Pretty decent. Blanco had over 95 tackles to lead the team. Penn, Madden, and Herman with 8 tackles for a loss. Herman also had 10.5 sacks. Hicks had 6 picks. That rhymed. We had a couple forced fumbles, but we only recovered 4 of them. We did have 3 blocked kicks. Madden, Matlock, and Herman had 1. We had 1 safety, but we didn't have any defensive touchdowns. Kicking-wise, Hoffman had a lot of field goals. Missed 3 from 50 and missed 2. He had 2 extra points blocked, but made all but 3 field goals. And he had 34 attempts on the season. Punting-wise, Robbins, the freshman, had 3,100 yards, 12 inside the 20, 11 touchbacks. Not too great. And no kick or punt return touchdowns in the national championship winning season. But that's going to do it for the episode. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, hit that like button down below. It is free. Really helps out the channel. Also, again, if you guys want to see a team that we have not done before, write a comment down below, and we'll get to that team in the next couple of episodes. We're running out of teams, though. We're very, very close to getting this series done. And this series, again, will return in July, with the first 4 days in July, technically. But then July 7th is the early release for College Football 26. So that'll be pretty fun. But all in all, hope you guys have a great day, week, weekend, whenever you guys are watching this. And I'm out. Peace.